Hello guys, welcome back to Our Vision Farm. It's a beautiful afternoon here in DeLand, Florida. We just got done, me and the family yesterday, we picked all the weeds in our back garden over here. And today we just got done transplanting some little transplants, seed starters that we had started a while ago. And as you can see here, this little contraption that we set up right behind the garden is a pen that we are allowing one of our pigs to come and kind of naturally till the area right here. And you can see all the work that Peanut the pig has done so far. We're using him sort of as a natural tiller, and he's eating up all the grass and uprooting everything, which usually you wouldn't want your pig to do that in your yard, but we specifically enclosed this little block right here so that he can do that. And this is going to be an extension to our back garden. So eventually we're going to rip out the whole fence that is around our garden right now, and then we'll take out these hog panels and we're going to fence in a whole entire new block. So it's going to make one really large garden. We planted both spicy peppers and sweet peppers, and you can't really see them right now. Everything's really small. We use those little coconut coir pellets or the peat moss pellets. That's what we've been using to transplant. So you can't really see much in there, and I'm just letting everything get a good soaking with the hose. But in that garden we do have sunflowers growing, and we have some greens, some radishes. We kind of just harvest the tops of those for the animals. But soon we're gonna have a lot more going on in there. We have some collards and what they call Italian kale or dinosaur kale. So once everything really starts bursting in there, I will get in there and show you guys a little garden tour. And I'm very excited to extend this. It's not gonna exactly double our space, but it's gonna give us a lot more space to work with. As you can see, our garden ends where those posts are. So once the pig gets done with clearing all this out, we're going to amend the soil, add a lot of natural material, and eventually this dirt right here that looks very sandy will look the same as that, with years and years of just working with it and adding material and layering it like that, like we have been doing. So this little garden is going to be a lot bigger. So that was one of the projects I wanted to get done this week. We have been working really hard on the farm. Right now we are on our mission. This is 2022 right now. In 2021 we decided that basically our homesteading dreams were done and over with. We've achieved everything that we wanted to do as homesteaders. We've experimented with everything you could think of: animals, produce, growing flowers, fruit trees. We have kind of dialed it down to what we really want to do here on our farm. For a while I did think that maybe I wanted to move to a bigger place where we could do more of what we wanted to do. But for now, as you all know, the market is horrible. We've been looking at properties and we kind of feel thankful and blessed for what we have right now with our 5 acres. And we're just happy to be here and happy to be achieving our dreams right here where we're at. I feel like we are very lucky to have what we have, especially in these days. So another thing we did back here for Buddy, we split up the fence so he has the whole entire backyard. So he's just been hanging out here. He has some grass to eat, saving us a little bit of money on hay, but he's a lot happier with all this space. And then what we're doing with the sheep, we're putting them in at night and we're releasing them out to all this space during the daytime. So there's Buddy. He keeps folding down the fence over here. We're going to have to add some more supports because he could definitely jump out of here if he really wanted to. Right, Buddy? Like I was saying, we have been working extra hard on our farm today. We have a goal now in 2022 to be completely self-employed. If you followed our channel for a while, you know that that has been our dream, our vision, our goal. all of this time is to be completely self-employed, farm for a living, and have our small business for a living, and just do the things that we want, and just quit working for other people, working for other companies, spending all these years and hours day to day slaving away for somebody else when we could be doing work for ourselves. So my husband this week, he felt the strong urge to just leave his job, not only because it was causing mental distress, just being bored with his day-to-day schedule. And you know how it is when you're an entrepreneur at heart, you're never happy with no matter what job you have. And he wasn't happy with the job he had, or really any job that he's had so far. So he quit his job, and we're going to try to make this thing work pretty much. So far, this is the first week. We have signed up for a lot of events and nearby farmers markets. We tried our farmers market last Sunday for the first time, and it did really good. We felt really welcome there. There was a ton of support, and we made some money, so that is always exciting, especially for a first time market on a Sunday. We definitely weren't expecting all the support, so we signed up for that market again. We've been fulfilling orders from our Etsy shop this week, and some other, I did like St. Patrick's Day orders and things like that. We also hosted our first chicken butchering class right here on property, which went awesome. We were able to teach a local family how to butcher chickens, and then they stayed to help us butcher all of the chickens, which was surprising. I was not expecting them to stay for the whole time and help us with all of that. All of those chickens were already reserved for customers, so those are getting sold this week. On Saturday, somebody's supposed to pick up their 10 chickens, and then next week somebody's supposed to pick the last of them left. And we already have reservations for our next set of chickens as well, the chicks that just came in the mail this week. So everything seems to be going really good at a really good pace. And now with my husband home, we've been able to do so much work around here on the farm. We no longer have to put everything for the weekends. A week like this week would be the ideal week for us, because we did our calculations. We figured out how much it is that we have to make in order to sustain ourselves, to pay all the bills, how much we have to make every single week. And just for the first week alone, we did great, and we still have the weekend markets coming up, plus the open farm day on Saturday. So we have the potential of actually making more than what we needed. So that is how we pretty much need things to continue going. I know that some weeks will be harder than others, and some months will probably be very hard, especially during the summertime. But we're going to do our best to work as hard as we can here on the farm so that we can expand the amount of things that we offer from our farm, and to expand our business as well. I don't really want to expand on the products for our small business Beet Sweets, because we do already offer a pretty wide variety, but we definitely can expand on the farm products. We can provide more meat by ordering more meat chickens. We are on the process of raising our own meat chickens, like I've mentioned in our last pasture-raised chicken video. So that's going to cut out costs in having to order chicks. So that is what we're working on, pretty much expanding on the farm as much as possible, cutting down costs as much as possible, and just trying to be more self-sustainable so that we can also not only sustain ourselves with food and meat and eggs, but also with income from our own little farm and our own little business. Here's the turkeys. I currently have lots of turkey eggs in the incubator right now. I have 12 eggs. Not sure how many of those will hatch, but those 12 eggs, whatever hatches, is what we're going to raise for this coming November for customers. And the rest that I am hatching is going to be sold to customers as baby chicks. So as you can see, no more meat birds right now. The next set of meat birds just arrived yesterday. So they are just little baby chicks. And our Plymouth White Rocks that we ordered as chicks, which will be our future breeders of our very own meat chickens, those are doing good. We just moved them outside too. So pretty much that's what's been going on here. We took a leap of faith a very big leap of faith. I was worried about it, but I feel at peace with the decision right now. I feel like God will provide no matter what, and He always has provided for us, even in the tough times when we thought all hope was lost and we couldn't turn around from this. Even in those times in the past, God has always pulled us through and always blessed us at the very last minute, or what felt like at the very last minute, but in reality everything is in God's plan and He has it all written out for us already. So even if we worry and wonder and just stress about things, we have to remember that God has our backs, and God has your back as well. He has a plan for your life. He has a whole timeline set out already. So we don't have to worry too much. When you're strong in your faith, you don't have to worry. Sometimes we do have to remind ourselves not to worry, but everything's so far so good. Granted, this is only a week in and it's all still brand new and fresh, but I've enjoyed having my husband home helping out. He's helping out with homeschool. It's letting me feel way less overwhelmed, because it has been hard pretty much taking care of the whole farm by myself, the gardens, homeschooling the kids, running my small business, signing up for events, making the products for these events. It does get overwhelming over time, and doing it like this by myself doesn't, how can I say, it doesn't expand our possibilities. Now with my husband being home and helping out, I feel like the possibilities are endless, and we have so many more chances to make income and make money. We don't have to leave chicken butchering for the weekends. We can do it during the weeks. We can butcher our own animals that we're going to eat in our own for our own family. We can do that during the week, and then utilize the busy weekends for events and farmers markets and opening up our farm over here as well. That's something we definitely could not do before, when he would work Monday through Friday. So we're keeping fingers crossed that we can do this thing, that we can support ourselves with our own jobs, with our own self-employment, our own business, working from home, traveling around to events and farmers markets, and just making this family farm work, and not have to worry too much about outside income and having to get another job. Of course, we do have options available that still kind of help us work for ourselves. Like we've both done food deliveries, like all the food delivery apps, DoorDash, all of that sort of thing, Uber Eats. We've done that in the past, so we still have all of those things set up and ready, just in case we do need to utilize those sources. But hopefully we don't even have to do that. Hopefully we stay busy enough that we can just focus on our own business and farm. So that is what we're striving for. That is what we're working for. That's our ultimate goal for 2022 and 2023. I am honestly shocked at how fast everything is happening for us. We feel so blessed, but sometimes it does take having to take that leap of faith, even when you're not sure, even if you prayed about it but felt like you have not received answers. Sometimes all it takes is finally just doing that, taking that jump and reaching for the stars, reaching for your dreams 100%, and basically leaving your life in God's hands. That is what I feel like we did with my husband's decision of just quitting his job just like he did. One other thing I wanted to mention was that we were part of a podcast made by Forager. I think you may be able to Google it and just type in Forager podcast, but if not, I will share more information about it. And I do feel like that podcast got us thinking as well. At least it got me thinking, because one question that continues to replay in my head is when the interviewer asked me, because he knew that our ultimate goal was to be completely self-employed, he asked me, at what point do we decide that my husband can leave his job and we can follow our dreams of being 100% self-employed? And my answer to that was a very common answer that most people would say, is when we sell enough from our farm and our small business to replace the income that my husband is bringing in with his job. Did I think that that was the right answer? No, I did not feel like that was the right answer at all deep within me. I know that we are supposed to live by faith and just leave it all in God's hands. So that is pretty much what we decided to do. I don't think my husband really knows about that specific question, but it has been, like, I was thinking about it a lot after that. I didn't feel good with the idea of knowing that we had to sell that much to replace his job before we decided to jump 100% all in and do this for a living, do what we love doing for a living, which is farming and running our small business, making things, just being creative in that way, in making food, making jams, making handmade products like soaps and candles and all of that good stuff. And then my husband is also going to start his hemp growing. We ordered a greenhouse that we're going to set up just for the hemp. So we will see where that goes as well. That's another avenue of income if it goes well. So that specific question, when the interviewer asked me that, definitely got me thinking. And if you are thinking about taking the leap of faith as well, just think about that. What is it going to take for you to finally put your 100% on what it is that you love doing? Whether it is farming, whether it is some other type of small business that you run, whether it's a craft or an art that you know you're really good at, and you've been receiving signs lately that you could be doing that for a living, or that you feel like you want to be doing that for a living. What is it going to take for you to make your decision and put it all into God's hands and pretty much live by faith? Make that decision by faith. Is it going to take you having to see solid proof that you will be selling enough to replace your income? Or is it going to take people constantly telling you over and over that you should do this? Is it going to take years and years of you feeling miserable and depressed in a job that you know you don't like doing when you could be doing something that you enjoy doing instead? Our lives are very short, and hopefully the words that I'm putting it in are understandable, but our lives are short, and it's no use of living a life that we do not enjoy. We have all the opportunities, and we live in a world where we can do what we love for a living. So we just need to take that leap of faith. Leap of faith is something that we heard a lot before my husband made that decision, and we just really weren't listening into it too hard until he just one day said, okay, we need to do this. I'm going to quit my job. And I was already mentally prepared for having to do the extra work and the extra planning in order to supplement our income with our own business and farm. So just something to think about. Hopefully our story serves as inspiration for you guys. Like always, on social media and on this YouTube channel, I have been sharing every single thing, every single change in our farm, and just sharing our journey with us. So that is definitely not going to stop, because I think it's important to share the ups and downs of everything, business, farm, our life, anything that happens. I think it's important to share, and we are very excited to just continue doing what we love doing and seeing growth from it, and being able to support and sustain our families while doing what we are doing, which is truly a dream come true. Now, I don't know how many bumps and bruises we're gonna get in this process, but hopefully everything goes well and we don't hit too many obstacles, and we just are able to do what we love, which what we love doing with farming and running a small business is not easy as well. You have to do a lot more work, a lot more planning. You have to be really hands-on with everything, no breaks. You can't ever stop doing anything. You can't ever stop thinking ahead, because if not, how are you going to pay your bills? It definitely takes a lot of work and a lot of motivation to get up every day and have to do this, have to deal with customers, have to set up for events. It's very laborious activities, working on the farm and planning things and being able to provide for the community. But it's something that you really have to love doing. And when you love what you are doing, when you have a passion for what you are doing, you literally do not feel like you are working. When you are doing something that you're passionate about, you do not work a day in your life because it's things that you enjoy doing. So like I said, hopefully that served as words of encouragement and motivation for you guys thinking about doing the same thing. I will continue updating you guys in everything that goes on and how business is going. And that is it for today. Just wanted to give you guys that update, that life update, and our little garden update back there too. Stay tuned for our next video coming up probably in the beginning of the week. We do have a busy weekend coming up, so I won't have time to record and edit the video I have in mind, but stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers. Very excited about that too, because that will definitely help out. If you guys subscribe and help us reach to 1,000 subscribers, we will have a chance to finally start making money from ads once we reach our watch hours. So help us out with that if you haven't already. If this is your first time seeing our channel or visiting and watching one of our videos, stay tuned for the journey. We like to share everything, and we like to share everything in real time as well, just to help you guys out and show you pretty much everything happening as it's happening instead of afterwards. So hope you guys enjoyed this little update and video. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.